Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hey, just wanted to do this weekly installment of Carry Your Copperlock. All right, let me show you what I'm carrying this week. Went and picked one out, and this one has become one of my favorites. I actually bought this one from Deep South Cutlery. Okay, they had it on the auction one night, and I ended up getting one. They had several, and I ended up getting one. I forget what I paid for it, but it was way cheaper than going to one of the major suppliers and getting it. I had looked at this one several times. Anyway, this is the red burlap micarta Copperlock, and it is carbon steel blade. You can see this one's got some patina on it. Been using it. Got the black shield. And this is the full-size Copperlock I'll be carrying this week. Now, I don't know if I've ever talked about this on the channel or whatever, and I've not really seen a bunch of people talk about this, but let's talk about the history of a Copperlock. All right. Initially, if you look it up, you can see what I'm going to tell you is going to be the truth. Initially, Case wanted to make a lockback style knife, kind of based around a trapper, and they ended up incorporating the copperhead style bolster from the copperhead pattern knife. All right. Since they ended up doing that, and the fellow that designed it was a gentleman by the name of Tom Hart. And he was one of the master designers or whatever for Case. Anyway, they used elements from a trapper. This thing is almost identical to the length of a trapper in that. It's got a big clip point, although it's much different than a trapper clip point blade. But anyway, they used elements from the trapper and from a copperhead, obviously. All right, if you look at the pattern number of a large Copperlock, this one I think is a 10. Yep. 10, because this one's got canvas micarta handle scales. If you get a bone one, it'll be 6, typically. A jig bone one or a jig synthetic. Okay, could be 6. 1 for one blade, but then the pattern number itself is a 549. That has big significance. I just got done telling you that they used elements from a trapper and they used elements from a Copperlock. If you look at the first part of that pattern number for a large Copperlock, because a large Copperlock is a 549. A trapper is a 54 pattern. A copperhead is a 49 pattern. So they combine those two pattern numbers to come up with a 549. That is a large Copperlock. Now, a small Copperlock, mini Copperlock, whatever you call them, is a 749. I don't know how they came up with that one. I haven't looked. All right. But a large Copperlock is a 549 as a pattern number. First half of it is a trapper. Last half of it is a copperhead. All right. That's where they came up with it. Anyway, released them in 1997, so you won't find any copperheads older than, or Copperlocks, not copperhead, Copperlock. You won't find a Copperlock older than 1997. That's the first year they came out. And then I think it was in 2008, they actually put them in the vault. Okay, they vaulted them. But they've been out of the vault for a while. I know that they create way more, include way more mini Copperlocks than they do large Copperlocks in today's world. I'm a big clip point fan on a Copperlock, even though I like the Warncliffe. But it seems to me like they're putting more and more and more and more Wharncliffes on a lot of them that they come out with. My favorite pattern right there. Large Copperlock with a clip blade. All right. Anyway, that's just a little bit of history about a Copperlock pattern. This is the one I'm carrying for Carrier Copperlock. This is the one I'm carrying this week. Next week, I'll show you a video of another Copperlock, large Copperlock that I'll be carrying. All right. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Till we see y'all again, y'all have a good one, and God bless you.